We're continuing the conversation around emergency preparedness with meteorologist Mark Robinson. Of course, Mark, you have seen hurricanes and wildfires firsthand. You've seen how quickly it can change a community, can change people's lives.
We are now under an evacuation order. We're not waiting. We're not waiting. We just hope that there's something to come back to when this settles.
Now let's talk about wildfires, because 2023, it was unprecedented. It was the largest wildfire season on record across Canada.
Yeah.
It affected every single province, whether it was massive evacuations or the smoke that choked out cities. What's your advice to Canadians leading into this season? You know, I think there's a lot of anxiety around wildfires.
Definitely. I mean, the one thing is that that 2023 season was somewhat unique. There was a couple of events that happened that aren't necessarily going to happen again. And one of the things I've been watching for myself is how much rain has been falling in areas like Ontario and Quebec, some of those areas where we get a lot of fires. And it's a lot more than we saw in 2023. But if we go to the west, that's dry. So we may see those things. So again, it all comes down to preparation.
Yeah.
Being prepared for it, listening to what's going on, just being aware of the dangers in your community and what you have to do if you have to leave.
Now, Mark, when we look at hurricane season right now, of course, people in Atlantic Canada, they've tuned in. They want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
What can they do now in order to prepare for a potentially very active season ahead?
If you want to be ready, one of the things you should probably be doing at this point is checking emergency supplies at home. Do it now before, 5 minutes before, when everybody rushes to the stores to get all their emergency supplies. You don't want to do that. Make sure you've got it ready now. Remove any dead limbs from trees. Remove dead trees. Make sure that your house, if you know you've got a shingle leak, make sure that that's dealt with. These storms can produce tremendous amounts of water. And you don't want to be dealing with a basement leak in the middle of a hurricane. So it's just getting prepared for it now. Better have everything prepared and not need it than need it and not be prepared.
Yeah, and knowing where you live and what risks there are to your community and your region, right? Now, when it comes to evacuations, we can see them within hurricanes, we can see them within wildfires. When you get a notice that you should evacuate now, immediately, what's your advice to that?
Pay attention. I mean, that's the reality it comes down to, is pay attention to it, take it seriously. Don't say, oh, it's never happened before. I watched it happen in Katrina, where they said, oh, it's going to be fine, and Katrina wiped out cities. So this is the kind of thing, just pay attention to what people are saying right now.
All right, Mark, thank you so much for joining us today, for
My
getting
pleasure.
Canadians ready and just aware of the type of weather and the type of situation that could unfold in your neighborhood.